Hello, Wolverines. Welcome to your 2018-2019 registration PowerPoint presentation. Meet your school counseling team. Last name alphabet, A through CUEN, is me, Miss Kalo. Last name CUF through HAV is Miss Wilkin. HAW through MELN, that's Miss Granberry. MELO through SAH, that's Miss Rogers, and SAI through Z is Miss Lloyd. Now, as you know, we don't have seniors this year on campus, so this alphabet's going to shift a little bit when we add another 800 plus students to our campus. We also have the fabulous Mrs. Lorenzana. She's our college and career counselor. Students are welcome to make an appointment using the links on the main Windermere website under Guidance tab, and we're also available most days during your lunch. Let's talk a little bit about high school graduation requirements, including your credits, GPA, and testing. These are three very critical components that you will need in order to advance to the next grade level and also ultimately earn your diploma. As far as your high school graduation requirements, you've probably heard this before, that magical number is 24. In the subject area of English, you must have 4 credits. A credit is earned with a passing grade of a D or higher. Now, obviously, we expect much more from you and aim for nothing lower than a C. Those English credits can be earned in regular, ESOL, honors, or AP English classes. For your math, you have to have 4. One of them must be Algebra 1 and Geometry. The other 2 can come from you. It might be Algebra 2, perhaps Pre-Calculus, and so on. As far as science is concerned, you will have at least 3 credits. One of those must be biology. You may also have chemistry, marine science, physics, or whatever your little heart desires. Don't forget about animal science. We have a fantastic ag program. For your social studies, you will have world history as a sophomore, regular honors or AP. U.S. history will be your junior year, again, regular honors or AP. And then for the seniors on campus, you'll have a half credit of economics and a half credit of government. That HOPE course, standing for Health Opportunities Through Physical Education, must be completed by the time you are graduating. That comes from the state. We have it offered here on campus through our computer lab, so not only do you meet the HOPE requirement, you also meet the online requirement. You have to have at least 1 fine or performing art. That could be anything from band, chorus, music, digital information technology, engineering. All of those are going to meet your fine art. If you're not sure, double check with your counselor. And then you have to have at least 8 electives. Those can be your foreign language, any sports classes, additional art classes, reading. All of those will count as additional electives. So you'll have a minimum total of 24 for graduation. Now again, this is just to get you across the stage. For those of you that plan on going to a 4-year college, such as UCF, FSU, they're looking for way more than this, including the math and science. So again, speak with your counselor if you're not sure. All right, additional requirements. I know you guys have heard this before, so listen up again. A 2.0 unweighted GPA. That's going to be your cumulative average for all high school classes that you've taken. So if you had something back in middle school that was for high school credit, yes, that does still count. You must also pass your FSA reading. That's going to be in the 10th grade. If you don't pass it as a 10th grader, you'll have an additional opportunity to take it in your 11th grade year. And if by chance you aren't able to pass that FSA reading, we also offer a concordance score on your SAT exam or your ACT exam. Algebra 1, you must pass that, earn the credit again with the D or higher. And the EOC is going to be 30% of your final grade. You must pass that EOC. There is a concordance score that's available for you. It's the PERT score of a math, 97 or higher. Additional requirements would include geometry, biology, and U.S. history, and those are 30% of your final grade. If you're going to take the online course, such as the HOPE that we talked about, or anything else, driver's ed, peer counseling, there's a finance class, you'll want to go ahead and choose Orange County Virtual when you're prompted. This online course, again, is needed for graduation purposes. If it's a half credit class, such as driver's ed, you've met the requirement. If it's a full credit, 2 segments such as HOPE, you have to do both segments in order to meet that qualification. Let's talk a little bit about GPA, your grade point average. It's going to be the calculation of your average score on the unweighted and weighted scale. So looking at the chart below, you can see that an A on a regular scale is 4 points. A B is worth 5, and for an AP and an honors, dual enrollment, that's going to be 6 points. For your B, the unweighted is 3, honors is 4, AP is worth 5. For your C, the regular is worth 2, the honors is worth 3, and the AP dual enrollment is worth 4. For a D, regardless of what level of course it is, you always get just 1 point. And for an F, there is no credit given and no points are earned. So for all of you guys out there that are taking honors and AP classes, pay very close attention to that letter of C. Anything lower than a C for the honors and the AP classes, you are not getting any additional benefit to taking that. So make sure that you are working your very, very hardest on all those honors and AP classes to aim for nothing lower than a C. Using our class of 2021, Windermere's first graduating class, there will only be one valedictorian, and that's going to be based on the highest weighted GPA. Can't wait to see who it's going to be. Let's talk a little bit about diploma designations. So in addition to having your standard state of Florida diploma, there's a way to kind of set yourself apart from your peers, and that's adding a designation of either scholar or merit. To meet the scholar designation, in addition to all of the other requirements we've spoken about, you have to also earn a credit in Algebra 2 and another credit in statistics or equally rigorous math course. You must pass that biology EOC, have a credit in chemistry or physics, and earn a credit in a course equally rigorous to chemistry or physics and pass the biology and the geometry EOC. You also get to pass the U.S. history EOC. So for our kids that are coming from out of state or maybe private school, you may not have had these end of course exams. So in that case, you'll want to make sure and speak with your counselor and Mrs. Stokes to get signed up for those end of course exams if you want to try to get the Scholar Diploma designation. You must also have 2 credits in the same world language. That could be Spanish, French, Japanese, whatever your little heart desires. Foreign language is not required for high school graduation, but if you do plan on going to a 4-year university, they're looking for at least 2 years. And then again, finally, 1 credit in AP or dual enrollment. Now, as far as the merit designation is required, that's going to be for our kids who are earning industry certifications. Perhaps you're doing that with Mr. Rasmussen, or maybe Mr. Zupkoff, or maybe Miss Norton, and you're taking the digital photography or the info technology, or you're taking one of our other computer courses earning industry certifications. There's a link to the DOE that you can go ahead and explore a little bit further. All right, so what are pre-majors? Maybe you guys have been asking yourself that even though you're currently in your pre-major. Pre-majors are a focused curriculum of your elective courses. So we have additional pre-majors this year, and if you are a 9th grader, you're able to change your pre-major in going into 10th grade because you'll need at least 3 years of that pre-major. Now, for the introductory course of engineering, That's going to include electrical, aerospace, civil and architecture, environmental sustainability, and digital electronics. The biomedical program is going to be for students who are interested in some type of a medical career. Digital design are for you computer guys and girls out there that like to know a lot about coding and all of those other additional computer classes that you find to be interesting. And then our liberal arts pre-major, which is going to be a little bit broader field. And then the performing and visual arts. Last but not least, tourism, marketing, and management. There's more information on these pre-majors on our school website, and if you haven't been there, I encourage you to check it out. All right, so what's a pathway and what's a pre-major? We just talked a little bit about your pre-major. Now let's talk about your pathway. That's what you plan to do after graduation. So for our kids who know that they want to go to an Ivy League or a top 10 school, you would be considered what Orange County calls a super scholar. For our students who are thinking about going to a four-year school, maybe UF, UCF, FSU, shout out to Mr. Carey, you would be thinking about the university pathway. For our kids who are thinking about doing our two-year schools, or maybe the technical college, or a career certificate pathway, that would be going to something like Valencia, Seminole State, Santa Fe, and then possibly moving on to a four-year school after that. This is a great option, and Mrs. Nielsen, or actually she's married now, Mrs. Lorenzana in the computer college and career room can help you out further with that. Lastly is that workforce industry ready pathway, and that's going to be for our students who know what they want to do and want to go directly into the workforce. Also, there's the military that's not listed on here, but that's another really fantastic way to be able to get yourself started off to a fantastic career. All right, let's talk about dual enrollment. So if you maybe think that you want to get off campus for a little bit and start your college education early, there are some wonderful opportunities that we have for you. Valencia, the Orange County Technical College, University of Florida, that's done strictly online, and then UCF. So dual enrollment is where you are earning high school credit and college credit at the same time. It's going to help you get started on your college degree while you are in high school. Best part, it's free. Books, tuition, everything is paid for. Now with Valencia and UCF, you would provide your own transportation. UF is done strictly online, and for our Orange County Technical College, we provide transportation to the different technical colleges. So that would be another really great avenue for you to look into. Ms. Heilberg is our career specialist, also located in the 800 building of Student Services, and she can answer some great questions for you there as well. Fall applications are coming out very soon, so make sure that you are closely monitoring the deadlines. All right, so unless you guys have a lot of money in your pockets, you might be thinking about scholarship programs. The one that's offered by the state of Florida is the Bright Futures Scholarship. That has 3 different levels of award. The highest is the FAS, the Academic Scholars. That use a weighted GPA of a 3.5. You must have a minimum of 100 hours of community service, a 1290 SAT, or a 29 ACT. For the Medallion Scholars, that's going to be a lower amount, a weighted GPA of a 3.0, service hours of 75, and then 1170 SAT or a 26 ACT. And then for the Gold Seal Vocational, for our students that might want to go into a technical school or maybe Florida Technical College or Valencia, you're looking at 30 service hours and a weighted GPA of a 3.0. So each one of these award amounts has a specific dollar amount associated with it. The numbers have changed a little bit over the years, so you'll definitely want to go ahead and Google Florida Bright Futures and read the handbook. There's 3 different ones, including once you find out that you're eligible and then how you maintain your eligibility. So in order to be able to qualify for the scholarship program, again, you have to have the 2 years of the same foreign language back to back. So Spanish 1 and Spanish 2, Japanese 1, Japanese 2, French 1, French 2, and of course, if you're thinking about going to a 4-year university, they're looking for that 3rd year of language too. So don't just think that after 2 years you can be all done. We encourage you to continue to take the 3rd level and then of course the AP, which would put you at a very good chance of being fully fluent in that language. All right, so as far as your registration forms are concerned, for our 10th graders, you'll be choosing from your English, regular, honors, and for our 11th graders, you can choose from regular, honors, or AP. And then for our seniors, you have regular, honors, and then AP as well. As far as your math is concerned, the math choices are Algebra 1, Geometry, Liberal Arts Math 2, Algebra 2, Math for College Readiness, MCR for short, Advanced Topics, Pre-Calc, Province Stats, AP Calc, and AP Stats. If you're not sure of the course progression, it is in the curriculum guide, and your esteemed guidance counselor can also walk you through what the next course would be depending on your goals for college. For social studies, our 10th graders will have the world history, regular, honors, or AP. 11th grade has U.S. history, again, regular, honors, AP. And then 12th graders are going to have econ, regular, honors, government, regular, honors, and then AP. And then we also will hopefully offer the AP macro and the AP micro. Science, there's a lot to choose from. These kids look very involved in their experiment here. There is biology, chemistry, physics, and we may ask for a teacher recommendation as you go up in your science curriculum. It's really great that you have high expectations for yourself, but we want to make sure that you are dedicated to put the time and the energy into your studies so that you can be successful. All right, so this registration form may look familiar. You had one probably very similar last year about the same time when you were choosing your classes for the current year. Again, you're going to want to make sure that you print very carefully so we can read your name and your student number. We need a home phone, a parent email, and a student email. Please make sure and use your student email that you actually check. So if you check your school email, great. Write it down carefully. If you check your personal email, great. Write it down carefully. Again, there's the pre-majors that we spoke about, and then there is the pathways to success that we also spoke about. If you're not sure, again, go to the school website and check it out. As far as your electives are concerned, these are the courses that you are choosing to take. We're not going to choose them for you unless you don't pick them out and number them correctly. So you're going to choose 1 through 6 with number 1 being your first choice. Now they can't all be guaranteed because there might be less sections available than there are students who are wanting the course. So we do our very best to pick those classes that are your top choices. One of those is going to be your pre-major, so possibly the engineering class, possibly a computer class, or possibly the biomedical program, or maybe something in the arts, depending on what you chose. If you haven't had the prerequisite, we can help you with that if you're not sure. And again, pick something that you're interested in. Talk to your friends. If you have older siblings, talk to them. Find out what classes they enjoyed, because we want you to choose carefully. The classes that you keep for electives will stay with you for the year. We're not going to be changing them out because you change your mind. So make sure that you choose very, very carefully. All right, this is a sample part back of the form. Different grade levels are going to offer slightly different classes, but you can see the different categories of coursework that we offer, including the fine arts, the world language, physical education, drama, ag science, music. So again, you're going to put your numbers 1 through 6, indicating what you're most interested in. All right, Wolverines, thanks so much for listening. I hope that you learned something. Hope that you're awake and paying attention. We're going to have a great school year.